Hello, my darlings. Welcome, my beautiful friends. Welcome in. Once you get kind of situated with the video, take a real deep breath with me and maybe even close your eyes. Release the day. Release whatever's been going on for you. Pardon me. It's early in the day for me. My throat is not quite awake yet. I'm so happy to be here this morning, actually. I have a really great reading. I think it's going to be a really great reading anyway. We're going to be talking about manifestation because this year I have totally restructured almost my entire world to center around manifestation and to do it justice, not just lip service to it. And so far I'm seeing incredible results. So I wanted to share some of that with you. I wanted to share some of the cards. I wanted to share, some of my wisdom for what I know. As I was shuffling, we're going to use the big lights here and the little lights here for the reading. As I was shuffling, actually, the Eight of Cups flew out of the little deck here and just flew and fell all the way on the ground. And I really felt my guide saying to me that we're going to be talking about walking away from some stuff today. We're going to be talking about walking into a new day. We're going to be talking about changing our lives. I also felt real compelled to bring rose quartz to the table. So these are, all my rose quartz. And then this is a selenite moon. Whoops, sorry. This is a selenite moon, which as I'm recording this, we're just over the tip of the full moon. I've been doing a lot of work with the moon this month in particular. These have been some strong moons. So if you work with that energy at all, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. I also decided to pull a couple of goddess cards. And what we got was Athena and Sekhmet. Always know that I don't necessarily pronounce things well. So I think that's Sekhmet. Anyway, Athena is the god of wisdom. And Sekhmet, on the card, they have, the god of healing, which she is, but she's also the goddess of destruction. She's Egyptian, and Athena is Greek. I think that it's really interesting, given the energies right now and what I know that's going on in the astrology. These are very powerful cards for right now. I'm going to be very honest with you. We have about a 2-week time frame going on right now. Just got started. Probably started there with the full moon right around it, maybe a day or two before. But where we're going to be able to change things. Possibly things that we've never been able to change before. Things that we've tried and can't get it done. But the way you change things is by dissolving and breaking down what's not working. You've got to walk away. So I think that's what we're going to be probably talking about in the reading today. And I'm sending you the wisdom to know what needs to go and the courage to do this. And it's all going to start right here with love, self-love, rose quartz. Rose quartz, that's our self-love quartz. It's going to bring you in. Actually, that one's morganite. But that's divine love, so that works too. Sometimes they're very close in color, and I keep them close together because the divine love of morganite, which is probably my favorite stone, like ever, goes really well with the self-love of rose quartz. So this is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to put these back in the deck so that if they decide to come up again, they can be there to do that. If you are new to the channel, I didn't introduce myself. I am Samantha, and I'm very honored and blessed to be here and reading for you today. I do this as a gift to the planet. I'm just in a space these days where I've walked my journey to the point that I'm truly in a place able to give back. So that's why I'm here. I started the channel, I think I started it in October, but I didn't start putting videos up until December. I'm really here for the soulmate cycle, for what's happening with twin flames and sacred soulmate partners, because I feel that the first wave of union is truly going to be possible this spring. And that's one of the reasons this video, if you're here for that, this video is so important, is because we've got about 2 weeks to really hardcore change the things that we need to change to be ready for spring. Spring is coming, y'all. Spring is coming. I have my new spring setup here. I also have my, I got my pyramid set up here. These are my chakra pyramids, because I felt like when we were talking, the chakras kept coming up. And I really feel like over the last couple of years, all of our chakras have gotten really compacted and kind of screwed up. And so I've been encouraging people to do chakra work. So I've got that just kind of in the background to kind of bring that energy into the readings. Got to balance out the chakras and all of that. So what I want to do the cards on today, and I've already shuffled these, so I'm just going to give them like maybe one more shuffle. Ooh, the Five of Wands. I don't usually mix my cards like that. I'm usually pretty good about that. So the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is, remember, if you're familiar with how I do tarot, Five of Wands is your card of winning the battle and losing the war. And I really see that going with that Eight of Cups that flew out of the deck earlier, and our Goddess cards, which I've set over here. It's time to stop doing that in our lives. It's time to stop sacrificing ourselves, putting ourselves last, so that, other people can be happy, other people can get what they need. I understand the urge, the impulse to do that, especially if you're, a woman, a mother. I get that. I really do. Of course, we put everybody before us. But the thing is that that's not why we're here on the planet. Oops, that's a mess. That's not why we're here on the planet. We have a mission that we're here on the planet to fulfill. And if we don't put that first, the people around us aren't going to get what they need, because we're not going to fulfill our mission, our destinies. Wow, the cards are very active today. So now we've got the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of learning, a card of youth, a card of being open-minded, having like the mind of a child. All the pages are like having a mind of a child, very youthful energy. They tend to represent people in their late teens, early 20s. Knight of Swords is a really fast-moving energy. A lot of the times in this card here, because you've got a crow up there, or a raven, it's like he's running to deliver a message. So we will keep that in mind as we continue on here. Slip those into the deck. Also, again, if you're new to the channel, my guides don't have me pull reversals. So if you see me turn a card around, I tend to read the energy of the cards more than the cards, because I feel like the cards are great, but if you don't actually read the energy behind the cards, if you aren't familiar with the astrology, if you don't know what the energy on the planet is right now, the cards are kind of flat. They just mean what they mean, and that's that. There's a lot of nuances and variations, though, to the cards, and depending on the energy, I find the cards help me define the energy a little bit better. So I don't really need them to be necessarily reversed for that, because I'll feel it in the energy. All right, on the bottom of the deck now we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is your card of needing to make a decision, either blindfolding yourself or being blindfolded and not able to make the decision. In this particular deck, it's a little bit more frenzied than in some of the other decks, because these crows just seem to be like, picking at her and like, I guess I'm thinking this is probably strands of hair that they've pulled out. It kind of looks like they're trying to tie her up, though. It's not good energy on this card. It's being frazzled. It's about not knowing where to go. If that's the state that you're in right now, oh, good Lord. Okay. Got the Nine of Swords next. You've been worrying a little too much, and you're starting to manifest possibly some of your worrying. The Chariot's coming in with just fast moving energy. We've got healing, and we've got the Hermit. All right, so what's interesting about this? I tend to read off the bottom of the deck just to kind of get an idea of what God wants to talk about and the direction of where the reading is going in. Okay, so here's the good news. Yeah, there's a lot of good news. Actually, I'm going to do a total reshuffle on the deck once I'm done here. If you've never been here with me, it's like I said, I read the deck upside down and backwards. All right, so here's what we have. It's like, I feel like this may be where we are. We're picking our brains out almost, and not able to see, but we've either blinded ourselves sometimes this is a message to trust your intuition, and I'm feeling that in the energy a little bit, but it's very a little bit. It might be like one or two people, because this is a baby channel. There's not many people watching, so it might be like one or two of you are needing to go inside and use your intuition better. For the most part, this is you need to take the blindfold off and see what you're actually dealing with. Because even in this one, look, her eyes, she's covered her eyes. So if you've gotten yourselves to a place of worry where you've just chosen not to look at anything anymore, and you're crying and fretting, and you're not looking at your options, because here's the thing with this particular card. Okay, so all of these birds here have multiplied, and they're all coming in. And, she's afraid. And with this pillow, it's telling me she's losing sleep. But up here, we have like spirit coming in, spirit energy coming in and holding these guys back. So less time fretting, more time praying would be the overall energy of that. Not real clear on what this energy is. It's fast. It's usually a rescue. I feel like there's a rescue on this coming in, which will bring you to some healing and some stillness. Now this goes along with the manifestation work that I want to do, because I want to talk about giving ourselves permission to have this time to be still and to manifest what we want. Now, what I thought was interesting was, and I don't usually do this, I usually only go about, 5 or 6 cards down is about it. So even if I went 6, what you'd get is, if we can get through this and move away from this, we have a new beginning coming. And what I love about the Ace of Pentacles is it's not just any old new beginning. This is one that's got roots on it. It's one that's starting to barely blossom. It's one that you've worked really hard for. In this case, because I was looking at the cards underneath it, this is the new beginning that's going to lead to your happy ending with your soulmate, and then you're going to start a journey together. But there's still a lot of secrets that we haven't uncovered yet. I can't go farther in the deck. I mean, then I will do the whole reading from the bottom of the deck, and that's just not what we want to do. So that's where we're at right now. We got to ease up on the worry. We still got some healing energy here. Now, when I got here in December and started doing the readings, we used to get this card all the time. We don't get it anywhere near as much. So I believe that y'all are doing some of your healing work out there, and we're moving forward, which is great. Now, like I said, I do a lot of work here for soulmates. But this particular reading is not directed at soulmates. It's going to be about manifestation. I want to help us all manifest and create 2022 in a much stronger way. Like I said, we have until the end of April with all the planets moving forward. So there is a lot of forward momentum. I've been telling my friends and stuff. It's like, since the shift started in 2020, this is the first chance we've really had to move pieces on the board. And we don't have to just hunker down and just get through. We can move some pieces on the board. We can get some things aligned. This next 2 weeks with the alignments and things that we have, and with these particular moons that we've just gone through, the energy is so powerful and open to change. We just had a grand square in fixed signs with the nodes and the moon and the sun. Change is here for you, but Pluto is still a little bit of the star, and that's what this card reminded me of. Pluto, destruction. Pluto pulls things apart, pulls things down that aren't working anymore. This has got lion energy on it. A lion is going to pull apart what needs to be pulled apart. I just heard my guides say that if you're not even sure what the 2 of Swords, 9 of Swords is referencing, if you're not even sure what needs to be dissolved, focus on that as you're going to sleep tonight, forming the question, asking what it is you need to dissolve. I feel like there's some dream work that can happen this evening. Full moons are always a good time for that, but for some reason specifically, my guides are like, tell them to dream, tell them to ask to be shown in their dreams. So let's ask to be shown in our dreams if we are uncertain about what it is that needs to change or dissolve in our lives. And maybe keep a journal by the bed, so if you wake up and you have some messages, you can write those down. Oh, look at this. The bottom of the deck this time is the Empress. Now, the Empress is the balanced energy of all 4 queens. So that's love, truth, nurturing, and passion, creativity, passion. Um, and this is a powerful, balanced energy of those things. It's a creative energy. I like in this card, you know, she's giving birth to the earth. Oh, that rhymed. Didn't mean that. Um, and I feel like many of us, particularly those of us here with the soulmate mission and stuff, but even those that aren't. I mean, my best friend has a healing mission. She has nothing to do with soulmates. So it's like, it's not just soulmates. It's just, that's my piece. But those of us here for the shift, we're here to heal the earth. We're here to give birth to the new earth, to the new vibration on this planet. And I think that it gets very misconstrued out there from what I've seen and what I've experienced and what my guides have told me. So I think that's part of my work here, is to share. I always say I'm here to share my piece of the elephant. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, let it go. And that's with this reading too. Remember, this is a general reading. So take anything you hear or see, anything that pings on you, take it to your guides in prayer and meditation, so that you'll know how to, good Lord, you'll know how to use this information. I'm not doing a bottom of the deck thing. I think I forgot while I was doing that, so I pulled this card off. But this is what's crossing the Empress. This is a 10 of Cups. It's happily ever after. And in a weird way, that's how we shift this planet. Because think about it. If everybody on this planet were happy, were in love, had stability in their home life, weren't worried about paying bills and rent and putting food in the mouths of their children, you know, if we weren't worried about those things, if people on this planet weren't being so greedy, weren't being so power mad, power hungry, if we were all happy like this, the vibration on this planet changes. And sometimes that's just your best mission, is you're here to be happy. So this, the Empresses, I'm going to sit the Empress over here with our goddesses, because that is what this reading is clarifying. I'm going to give this deck one more shuffle. I don't usually do that, but the guides are like, give it a shuffle. So we're going to shuffle one time. I am not looking at the bottom, and apparently I'm cutting the deck. My guides are chatty today. All right, let's get this reading underway. We've got strength. 10 of Pentacles, which is very grounded, happily ever after. 10 of Cups tends to be a bit fantasy. It's like the dream. The 10 of Pentacles is the real deal. Oh my God, the World. Okay. I am confused by this. I'll be real honest with you. That was the card that wanted to come out. This is the card that was with it. I'm going to set that off to the side because I feel like it comes into play, but it doesn't come into play with this right here. This concerns me, and we're right back to our crows and our ravens and the bottom of the deck. I feel like what this, we're going to clarify, but I feel like what I'm hearing and what I'm getting off this is that you have worked really hard and you have gained a lot of strength and a lot of insight. You know, this has got our little soulmate symbol up here. Well, it's the infinity symbol, but I know a lot of us with soulmates and twin flames, that symbol really means a lot to us. If you look at the header on my YouTube channel, I've put one of these with an angel wing on it. My angel wings are off here to the side. I feel very connected to angel wings. So I usually have those around. So I did some artwork and connected the infinity symbol to an angel wing because it means a lot to me. So that symbol's on there. You've got the lion again. Okay, that's Sekhmet coming back because we've got a lion here. I feel like you've done the work to get your strength, to get past your fears, and to move towards this happily ever after. And because you've done all this work that you've done, a new cycle is about to begin. Here's the problem. Whatever you're worrying about on the bottom of the deck is threatening to come in and steal your new beginning. So that really does concern me, and we need to figure that out and move past that. I'm going to go ahead and start clarifying with the little lights here, and I'm also feeling like bringing the cats out. I don't know why. Maybe we need to lighten up a bit. Maybe we definitely need to lighten up that energy. Let me give the cats a quick shuffle. So it's been a few days since I've done a reading, and I didn't shuffle anything yesterday. I tend to go in and shuffle all my cards every day anyway, and just kind of connect with them and connect with the energy. It's just something I've always done. So if I miss a day, the cards feel a little weird to me. All right. Let's do this real quick. All right. We'll start here and then we'll go back to the lights here. We have the World again. This is powerful, y'all. We have 4 of Pentacles. Okay, that gives a little bit of insight into that. We have 9 swords back again. All right, so we need to work on some fears because the fears are messing up with your manifestation as well. We've got Temperance. We've got the King of Swords. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. All right, and for this, I'm going to pull from the lights here because the energy on this card is different from all of this too. It's almost separate, and I'm still not sure where our little Page of Swords comes in. You know, we had her at the beginning. Oh, look at that. A second 2 of Pentacles. All right. Y'all, it's decision time. It's decision time. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, that's the Sun in case you can't see that. One of the best cards in the entire tarot, in my opinion. All right. I'm running out of room on my table here. All right, let's go over these. I feel like I'm going to draw another layer of clarifying cards, but let's deal with what we have right now. Okay, this is the connection between all of this and this. You have a decision to make. And I always see, particularly in the lights here deck, with this particular card, the way the artist drew this card, this is a pocketbook, and this is the Sun. It's like your choices are, you know, heaven and earth. It's like the worries and the things that you've got going on here, or, you know, focusing your energy on spirit, on the divine, on the deeper things, on the higher things. And I feel like I said, this branches between those, this branches this to this. Cause like I said, this is almost like a separate reading over here. This energy is entirely different from this. This is where you are and this is where you're heading, but this is threatening to come back. But if you make the choice, and you've got the 4 of Pentacles over here, which is the Miser card, that would be choosing pocketbook over heaven. And given the way the way this is laid out, what this is saying to me is this new cycle. You've got 2 worlds. There's a new cycle here ready to begin. You've done some work. You've done some work, and there's a new cycle ready to begin. But I feel like this is your old self and all of the things that you've worked hard. It's almost like a test. I just heard one of my guides say it's almost like a test come up. It's not quite a test because nobody has done this to you but you. It's like nobody has like orchestrated this to test you, but you've created this on your own. Because, and don't take that the wrong way, because it's because you've done all this work and you've gotten yourself to this place where you can see what you want and you're ready to go for it. But the voices in the back of the head, the darkness that, you know, lingers around all the time, you know, is whispering the dark thoughts in. And it's a matter of whether or not you'll go for it. And with the Miser card being here, what I feel like is you will go for it halfway, and that's not going to work. You know, you've got the 9 of Swords coming back to threat. And look at, interesting, because the artwork on the card shifts the energy of the card, can shift the meaning of the card. Look at this. This cat is reaching up with all of these claws to drag right through that, to take your happily ever after away. Now, this is the 9 of Swords again. This is the same sword we got at the beginning with the woman with the hands over the eyes and all the crows trying to get her. The answer to this is to be patient with yourself. Take this. I just heard somebody say, take a deep breath. It's not what you think it is. The bad stuff inside, it's not what you think it is. Yeah, this is scary. Taking these kinds of leaps into the unknown, into manifestation, into following your truth, into kind of pulling your world together, especially if you've never really done it. If you've never really put yourself first, now we're back to our rose quartz. If you've never really put yourself first, if you've never really allowed yourself to go for what you want, it can be that you get to this tipping point of this cycle where you do all the work and you're ready to do it, but then voices from the past make you choose earth over heaven. And that's the real concern here, because on top of the world over here, you've got the King of Swords. That's your truth, tempered with the Two of Pentacles. And this is telling me that if you choose the sun, I mean, this is the sun. If you choose the sun, you're going to get the sun. If you choose the earth, maybe that's where our Page of Pentacles, you're going to go back to school. You're going to start the cycle over again. You're going to have to learn all over again. I mean, the birds are sparrows instead of ravens, so that's good. But, I mean, you're walking on this little, little rail. This isn't the way you want to go. And I get that it's scary. I do. It's so hard. Faith is hard. It is. In my experience, though, it never lets you down. It never fails you. The universe, God, however you label that, does not fail us when we step out in faith, on faith. When we gather our strength and we say, okay, and we put this kind of crap behind, okay, but I'm going to hold on to this over here just in case. It's like, okay, I'm going to get real biblical on you here. I like my Jesus stories. Say that, Jesus is feeding all the people with the fish and the bread. If you're not familiar with that story, I apologize. Jesus was talking to a crowd of people. It got very late in the day. The disciples were worried about how to feed people, and Jesus gathered up what was there. There were like 2 loaves and 7 fish, something like that. I'm sorry, I'm not getting that quite right, but 2 loaves of bread, 7 fish, that's what we're going with, which is our 2 of Pentacles and our 7 of Swords. And, he fed everybody with that. That's the way the story goes. He fed everybody with that. But if he fed everybody with that, knowing his truth, knowing faith, knowing that it would be enough. If he had looked at it logically from an earth point of view, that wasn't enough. What was he going to do? Give out like a little bite to everybody? Because that then would have caused, and then it would have run out and everybody would have gotten a morsel and that would have been it. Miracles require faith. They absolutely do. And, I think those of you who know me, you know this story. It's like my biggest leap of faith probably ever was when my life had imploded in Virginia. This is about 11 years ago. Almost 10 years ago for this particular part. My life imploded 11 years ago. But I had worked through a lot of it, but I was so lost. And I literally heard my guides say, go online. I had bought a ticket. I wanted to move to Orlando regardless. I mean, for many years. But anyway, I had bought a ticket. I had some money and I'd bought a ticket. This was months before. And I had bought the insurance so I could keep changing the date on the ticket. And it was way out. I think it was in November because I was going to try. This was in February. No, this probably was in early March. And my ticket was for November. And I was hoping to save enough money and get out of this terrible situation that I was in and move to Florida somehow. I didn't know how. I was being very logical about it. I was being very miserly about it. I was thinking about, the work that I would need to have, the money that I would need to have in savings, all of that stuff. And I kept pushing off and pushing off and pushing off and kept moving the ticket back and back and back. This one night, I'm laying in bed and I clear as anything. I mean, my guides are usually pretty clear, but at that point, I'd been a little out of sync with them. Clear as anything, I hear, the voice come in and say, go online, move your ticket up. I had an appointment that I couldn't get out of, which was about 2 weeks out from that point. They're like, move your ticket up to the very next flight after that appointment and just go. Pack a suitcase and just go. I did it because I knew I could move the ticket again. I moved the ticket. That was fine. I bought a suitcase. That was fine. It was a big suitcase because I knew that I was probably never coming back. I packed in it everything that I could pack in it. And 2 weeks later, I got on that plane. I moved to Florida. I had $400 that my ex-husband gave me because he knew I didn't have anything. And I knew no one here in Orlando. And I came here. And not only did I make that work, I'm trying to give you the short story. I really am. Not only did I make that work, but this last decade has been the best decade of my entire life. So I believe in leaps of faith. I believe in God. I believe in our destiny. I believe that the universe has a plan for us. And I believe that when we follow that, miracles happen. Now, I'm going to draw a couple of cards from the Small Light Zero deck, specifically on what's stopping your manifestation. Okay, we're going to draw them down here on the bottom. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. Okay, we got the Chariot back with the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay, that tells me actually quite a bit. And the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, here's your problem with whatever you're trying to manifest in your life right now. Your energies are conflicting. This is a fast. This is like probably the fastest energy in the tarot, right up there with that Knight of Swords from earlier. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest. Your energy is off balance. You are like all gung-ho, and then, oh no, wait. It's probably this thing here, this choice thing here, because you're all gung-ho, and then, oh wait, no, life worries. All gung-ho, oh wait, life worries. Managing that, I think what you need is a good protocol for managing your fears. When your fears start to come in, you need something that you say to them immediately that will release them. Something positive, something like, I am provided for, protected, and loved by the universe. I need not fear for anything. That's a little, I kind of went into the Bible again with that. But something along that line, very strong, something that resonates with you, something that speaks with you, that you can speak to your fears. And I say speak them out loud. Speak them out loud and repeatedly, not just one time. Like when you start to fear, you got to say the thing, whatever it is you've decided to say, you've got to say the thing like at least 10 times until you truly feel the shift in your energy, because that's what's going to knock this out. Again, going back to me 10 years ago, well, actually, this would be 11 years ago, because my life imploded. It was over. And I was crying all the time. I had gone into a state of shock. I was, a bit of a nervous breakdown probably. And I kept saying to myself, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to get through this. I don't know how to handle this. And this was the first time I heard my guides very, very clear in probably a year, said to me very clearly, and you won't know how to handle it until you stop telling yourself that. So I changed it. I went to the Bible and I picked, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And every time I felt like I don't know how to do this, I would say that to myself out loud if I could. If I wasn't like in a public place and people were going to look at me weird, I would say it out loud. But regardless, I would say that to myself 10 times. And I would make myself hear every single one of those words and feel it in my heart and in my soul. And that's what changed my whole life. That's what gave me the strength and the bravery to book a ticket and get on a flight 2 weeks later with $400 and not having any real plan, moving to another state. It's faith. It's faith that fuels everything. But in your manifestation in particular, your energy is uneven. And this card here is telling me you need to nurture yourself more. Going back to that self-love at the beginning of the deck, at the beginning of this conversation. This is what's messing up your manifestation. And your energy is uneven because you're going between these two things. But now that's not a criticism, because listen to me for a second. I'm seeing that in the past, you lived here. This is hugely positive. That this here is in your life, that this is where you are. You've created a new beginning for yourself. That new beginning is coming, and it's coming quick. We've had the Chariot at least twice. This new beginning is coming up on you quick. This here is just about shoring up the cracks for you, because you've got this. You can do this. And here's something that just came in from my guides, because what I said is true, but for some that are going to watch this, you're not there quite yet, but you're thinking about it a lot. And this is an encouragement to step up onto the next ledge. Step up. You're ready. You're ready to step up. That was a really strong message from the guides. I want to pull more cards just because this is fun, and I'm totally in this. I might do a second reading because I don't think there's anything else to say here, and I don't want to overwhelm anybody. But that's the thing at the end of the day. For your manifestation, your energy is uneven, and you need more nurturing and more self-love to come in. Because cards, when you draw 3 cards, it's kind of the center card, then this card, then that card. So your energy it's slow. You need quicker energy to come in and more nurturing to come in. But the way that I'm feeling the energy is these two are just alternating back and forward, because you're going from your strength and your dreams to your fears way too much. We need to balance that out, and we need to get rid of these as much as possible. Don't pick miserly. Don't pick you know, I have to put this out there, you know, this is not any kind of medical advice or legal advice or financial advice. You have to do you. You have to follow your heart and your soul. But what I would tell you, if we were friends sitting down over tea, I would tell you that you need to stop worrying about the physicalities of this world so much, because they're not really what you've been taught to believe. You have so much more power to manifest the life that you truly dream, the life that you really want. This energy here. Something needs to be dissolved. Something needs to be, you know, gotten rid of. It's probably a job situation. It could be a relationship, especially if you're here for the soulmate stuff. If you're in another relationship, that has to end for the right person to come in. You know, but it's the same thing about how you make your money. You know, if you're in a job that you hate, that's how you make your money right now. So you don't have any reason or call to the universe to make your money in any other way. Sometimes you have to just upright and quit the job and go, okay, universe, I got, 20 days worth of funds in the bank. Show me how this money is going to come in, and show me fast. With Athena here's got she's bringing you the wisdom. She's got an owl. She's got a lion. Maybe go out and go over to Amazon and see if you can find yourself little glass figurines of an owl and a lion. Set them in a place that you'll see them. Sit them on your bedside table or something, on your bathroom counter, someplace that you'll see them. And I'm also reminded, I was just reminded there, I pulled out Morganite by accident. Morganite is the stone of divine love. So above everything else, please do remember that God loves you. The universe loves you, has your back, protects you, only wants the best for you, sees you like this, knows that this is who you are inside, and just wants to bring this to the surface so that you can help heal this planet, so that we can all come together to help heal this planet and shift its vibration higher. End of the day, that's what matters. Our life is short. It's a short little, sometimes it feels forever, but it's a short little span that we're here. And this particular, the 2020, 2024, 2026 shift that we're in, this is the reason that we're here. This is why we incarnated in this time, in this life, is to help with this shift. And we do that by getting ourselves together, becoming the Empress, balancing out our energy, doing our manifesting, and getting rid of this guy here. Just done. I love you all so much, and I'm sending you great amounts of love, wisdom, discernment, so that you can make the choices that you need to make for your life. And just always remember, God has your back. Will not drop you, does not drop you. Just don't squirm so much. Sit in that and rest in that. Take some deep breaths. People say breath work all the time. That's really all it is. It's about paying attention to your breath, because when you're paying attention to your breath, you're not paying attention to 5 million other things. Your mind naturally clears out, and God's voice can get in better. So sit and breathe. Okay? This is going to be okay. This is 2 worlds and 2 happily ever after cards. You and the sun. You have everything ahead of you. Just take a breath. Trust, and do the things you need to do, and that would be stop this, because this is the 7 of Swords particularly is the sneaky thief card. Your worries are threatening to steal all this from you. Your holding back is going to steal this from you. Be careful with that. All right, I will see you all on the next video.